Morning, everyone. To finish up the week, as we're finalizing your assignments and your grades, and we switch schedules on Monday, you guys are going to finish up your salary based budget, where we're going to go from the big picture we've been dealing with to sort of this more line by line item that you have to start sort of considering and balancing as a full adult. Yesterday, you guys chose your job and you figured out your wages. Make sure, guys, to type in your choice here. I chose secondary teacher. You guys need to make sure to change that if it's something else. And then you guys are typing in your choices here, and the spreadsheet will automatically calculate what percent of your net monthly wage these expenses are calculating into. So yesterday we did the savings. We figured out after we paid ourselves with savings, how much do you actually have to budget for everything else in your life. Yesterday we went over the cost of living, which is usually most people's biggest expense, which is totally normal. Mine came out to be 39% of my paycheck. So almost like 39% of it right now is going just to my cost of living, my utilities, my rent, and then right now 20% is going toward my savings. So now we're going to see how much I have left for everything else. So the first thing we're going to do is step number 9. What's your transportation? You either are going to choose public transportation, in which case you're going to choose one of these average amounts that I researched around the country. And then you need to type in what city you're using. If you want something that's that's closer to Denver, I would definitely pick either this $90 Los Angeles, New Orleans example or the 105 Chicago example. That's only if you are going to only use public transportation to get around in this budget. And remember, guys, you're doing this budget for the life you want one day. So hopefully you're thinking about what do you want your life to look like 5 or 10 years after high school. So if you're going to choose maybe the $90 to reflect the LA, you would come over here, type in your 90, and type in that you chose LA. Okay. I am going to, but if you don't want to do, and if you choose the public transportation option, you are not going to have a car payment, insurance, maintenance, or gas. So then you are done with transportation. If you think you want a car, you're going to leave the public transportation blank, and we're going to choose one of these options instead. We're going to pretend that you are going to buy your car. And so I went to a loan calculator and I broke down how much your monthly payment would be if you got a 3-year loan at 4.7. Sorry, I changed that. For a 4-year loan at 4.75% interest. So if you want a $8,000 car, you're going to type in 2,040. If you want a $10,000 car, 300. A $30,000 car, 900. So if you're going to choose a car, guys, you're going to make your budget as if you are going to have a car payment. So I'm going to choose a cheaper option, a nice $10,000 car for 300 a month. So I'm going to skip public transportation and put 300 for my car payment. And then I'll move into step 11 and 12, your car insurance and your car maintenance. You can either choose the national average of $136 per month for full insurance coverage, or you can choose the cheaper, just the minimum liability coverage, which won't cover nearly as much of the cost if you get in a wreck, which would be $56. So you're either going to type in $136 for full auto insurance or $56 for just the minimum liability. I'm going to go with $136, the more coverage. Now, with car maintenance, guys, you don't always have a cost for car maintenance, but it's still important to budget for it. Like, I haven't had to pay anything for my current car for months, but last Thursday, I went to go get it taken in for an oil change, and they told me that my brakes needed replacing, and I ended up having to pay $600 for new brakes. So it's important that you put some aside per month. So we're just going to put $100 per month. And then you guys will go and decide how much you're going to spend on gas. You're going to estimate how many miles do you think you're going to drive per day. 25 miles per day is if you're just commuting around Denver, not really going anywhere too far. 35 and 45 would mean you're really traveling kind of a lot every day. Like you're going to Colorado Springs or going up to Fort Collins or going to Westminster. So sort of decide what your miles per day are going to be like, and then this would be how much you are going to spend per month on gas, assuming this much per gallon, and that's your car's gas mileage. I typically drive about 25 miles a day, or at least did before COVID, and so I spend about $90 per month on gas. And boom, you should have a nice total of your transportation. If you chose public transportation, all of this is blank, and this should automatically total for you. So then we are all done up to step 14.